After Mamata Banerjee was allegedly attacked during her roadshow in Nandigram on 10th of March, BJP chief JP Nadda has now questioned Didi's claim that there was a conspiracy to hurt her ahead of assembly polls. Nadda said that Mamata is doing all of this to gain sympathy. Here's a complete report coming in.
Injury, conspiracy allegations and contradictions. Even as Mamata Banerjee left a Kolkata hospital in a wheelchair, the controversy over the incident in Nandigram raged. In his first comments on the alleged attack on the Chief Minister, the BJP president raised questions on Mamata Banerjee's claims. At the India Today South Conclave in Chennai on Friday, Nadda said he sympathized with Mamata for her injuries, but was not convinced that there was a conspiracy to hurt her.
I wish for a speedy recovery of Madam Mamata Banerjee and the West Bengal Chief Minister. God should see to it that God should help her for a speedy recovery. As far as the incident is concerned, the Election Commission is yet to give its report. But I find that there is a deviation in the statement of Mamata ji.
JP Nadda was referring to the two contradictory statements made by Mamata after the episode in Nandigram.
चार पांच आदमी ने मैं गाड़ी का इधर में खड़ा होकर रोक कर रहा था। चार पांच आदमी ने मेरे को गाड़ी पूरा बंद कर दिया और पाँव हमको पूरा चोट हो गया। देखो कितना पुल।
कहाँ आपको चोट लगी है दीदी?
पूरा पुल गया।
दीदी
क्या कलकत्ता वापस जाएंगी? अभी जा रहे हैं। अभी बहुत जोर अभी जोर। আমি সবাইকে বিশেষ করে আমার যারা কর্মী ভাই বোনেরা আছেন এবং সাধারণ মানুষ আছেন, এটা ঠিক যে কালকে খুব জোর আমার লেগেছিল এবং আমার হাত পায়ে চোট আছে, বোন ইনজুরি আছে, লিগামেন্টে আছে, আর কালকে আমার মাথা এবং চেস্টে খুব পেনও হয়েছে। এত বড় একটা চোট লাগার পরে আমার গাড়ির বনেটের উপরে আমি দাঁড়িয়ে নমস্কার করছিলাম।
Nadda also did not agree that there could be a sympathy wave in Mamata's favor.
People of Bengal are very, what I'll say, alert on issues related to politics. So they are going to react accordingly, and they are not going to, there will be no sympathy wave that way. I am confident that this time Mamata ji is going to be defeated. People are waiting for the opportunity, and they are waiting for a free and fair elections, and I am confident that they are going to reject Tolabaji, they are going to reject Pishi Bhaipo.
Nadda's comments on Mamata came on a day when a BJP team went to the Election Commission in Delhi with the video of what happened on Wednesday night.
We have demanded that the raw footage of what the videographic team conducted should be made available to the public to end this speculation once and for all. It should end this matter. People are saying conspiracy, some people are saying accident, some people are saying it's a non-event, some people are saying it's a monumental something or the other. Let's end this controversy once and for all by getting to the reality, and one of the best ways of finding that out is to get the raw video footage.
The BJP is out to prove that Mamata was not attacked and it was a conspiracy hatched by the Trinamool Congress. Didi's party too has met the Election Commission and has demanded a probe. All eyes are now on the poll panel and the report it brings out. Bureau Report, India Today.
Probe heat on senior TMC leaders Partha Chatterjee and Madan Mitra in the Ponzi scam case. The CBI has summoned Bengal Education Minister Partha Chatterjee on 15th March in connection with the Ponzi scam pertaining to the core group of companies. Another senior TMC leader, Madan Mitra, has been summoned by the Enforcement Directorate in connection with a separate Ponzi scam case. India Today has learned from a source that he has been asked to depose before its ED officials on 19th of March. Mitra, however, has denied receiving summons, but he stated that he will cooperate with the probe agencies if he is called for question.
আমি এরকম কোনো খবর পাইনি, তবে যদি ইডি আমায় ডাকে যাব, যখন আমাদের সব সময় আমরা সহযোগিতা করেছি, এর আগেও ডেকেছে তখনও গেছি। এখনো কোনো চিঠি আমি পাইনি।
That's the CBI, and between what Partho has done and the CBI investigation, we have nothing to say. But I would wish Partho Chatterjee well, because he needs to save his constituency. There's huge anti-incumbency. He's a sitting education minister, and I wish him well. I hope he wins.
Bengali theatre artist Kaushik Kar has been thrown out of a play after he joined the BJP. Kaushik also lost the copyrights of his own directed drama based on Nabarun Bhattacharya's novel. The actor has now claimed to have been victimized by left-wing fascism. Here is more.
Bengali theatre artist Kaushik Kar's political entry has cost him an important role in a play he claims. Kaushik alleges he has been dropped from Saurav Paludi's adaptation of Utpal Dutt's play titled Ghumnei after he joined the Bharatiya Janata Party. Ghumnei is a commentary on the present political situation of the country through the prism of left ideology.
मैं एक ड्रामा कर रहा था हाल ही में, जो कि हाल ही में मुझे एक बेस्ट सपोर्टिंग एक्टर का एक मेटा अवार्ड भी मिला था। उस ड्रामा से मुझे निकाल दिया गया है। डायरेक्टर सौरभ पालोधी उसने बताया कि क्योंकि मैं बीजेपी के साथ हूँ और क्योंकि वो लोग लेफ्ट भावना रखते हैं, इसीलिए मेरे आर्टिस्टिक जो सत्ता है उसको उन लोग ने मान्यता नहीं दिया है।
There is more, says Kaushik. He says he wrote a play called Auto, which is based on a novel by Nabarun Bhattacharya. Kaushik alleges he lost the copyrights of his work too.
मुझे सरासरी निकाल दिया गया है, लेकिन मुझे बताया भी नहीं, और वो मैं जाना सोशल मीडिया के थ्रू, दोस्तों के थ्रू मैंने जाना। और इसी के साथ मेरा खुद का जो डायरेक्शन दिया हुआ एक प्ले है ऑटो, ये नवरन भट्टाचार्य का उपन्यास से आधारित है। तो इसका जो कॉपीराइट था उसके बेटे के पास, मतलब तथागत भट्टाचार्य, उसने भी मुझे ये ज्ञात किया है कि मैं इस नाटक को लेकर आगे नहीं निकल सकता।
Kaushik Kar says he is determined to stay with the BJP and will not bow down to any efforts by the leftists. Bureau Report, India Today.
Tamil Nadu Chief Minister EPS has launched a big attack on DMK Chief MK Stalin after he gave poll ticket to his son Udayanidhi in the recently released candidate list. Udayanidhi is going to be contesting from Chepauk to mark his political battle, launching a blistering attack on MK Stalin. EPS accused him of encouraging nepotism by giving his son a ticket. The Tamil Nadu Chief Minister said that if elected, Stalin's family will become the centre of power in the state. EPS even called DMK a atrocious party.
இன்றைக்கு சர்வாதிகாரமாக செயல்படுவார்கள். அவர் குடும்ப கட்சி, அந்த குடும்ப கட்சி வந்துவிட்டால் அதெல்லாம் அதிகார மையமாக இன்றைக்கு வந்துவிடும். அதாவது அந்த குடும்பத்திலே பல பேர் இன்றைக்கு அதிகார வர்க்கம் இருக்கின்றார்கள். திரு ஸ்டாலின், உதயாநிதி, திருமதி கனிமொழி, தயாநிதி மாறன், இப்படி பல பேர் அதிகாரத்துக்கு வந்து மக்களை மாற்றி வளைத்து விடுவார்கள். திராவிட முன்னேற்ற கழக அரசு என்று சொன்னாலே
COVID cases continue to surge in Maharashtra. The state recorded biggest surge in COVID cases in 6 months, adding 15,817 new cases to its tally on Friday. In the past 6 days, Maharashtra has recorded more than 70,000 cases of infection. The state had last recorded more than 15,000 cases in October last year. Mumbai remains one of the worst hit cities in the state, witnessing over 1,500 cases for the third straight day. Nagpur and Pune are the other badly hit districts, recording more than 1,700 and 1,800 cases respectively. Pune at the moment is the city with the most number of active cases across the state. In the view of the rise in COVID cases, COVID curbs have been tightened at several places. In Pune, there's going to be a night curfew from 11 p.m. to 6 a.m. Schools and colleges in Pune are going to remain shut till 31st of March. In Nagpur, a lockdown has been announced from 15th March till 21st. Akola is also going to remain under lockdown till Monday morning. Time for a special COVID segment, the good, the bad and the ugly. Here's a report.
The good news on COVID-19 is on vaccines. Once again, India will spearhead the manufacturing of vaccines for countries across the world. The Quad Summit of leaders from the United States of America, Australia, Japan as well as India will be looking at increasing India's manufacturing capacity on vaccines. This will be funded by the US as well as Japan and will also be supported by Australia. India is already a world leader in manufacturing of vaccines, with having more than 60% capacity to manufacture these vaccines and supply them to the world. India has already supplied vaccines to more than 69 countries across the world. And this will be a big push for India's Vaccine Maitri initiative. The bad news on COVID-19 are the lockdowns and restrictions that are being imposed in cities and districts of Maharashtra. Starting from Nagpur, where the lockdown has been imposed from 15th of March to 21st of March. With 25% capacity will be the working for government offices, and essential services will be allowed in Nagpur. Moving to Pune, where the lockdown has been imposed from 11 p.m. in the night to 6 a.m. in the morning. Schools will remain shut till the 31st of March. The Pune administration has said that hotels, bars and gyms will be shut from 10 p.m. in the night to 6 a.m. in the morning, and evening walks will not be allowed, as gardens and public parks will remain closed. Moving to Akola, from where Friday evening lockdowns will continue till Monday, and complete lockdown will be imposed in Akola. Nasik is looking at an evening 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. partial lockdowns. Marriages will be allowed, but only with a capacity of 25 to 30 people in one ceremony. Of course, schools and restaurants, hotels will only have a capacity of about 40 people, with religious functions having the same number of capacity to be in attendance. And Aurangabad will see weekend lockdowns. The surge in cases in COVID-19 is certainly a concern, not just for the Maharashtra government, but also for the central government, that has cautioned the state administration to check the rise in number of cases.
Well, this is ugly news associated with COVID-19 and the pandemic. The vaccination drive is getting hampered in the state of Haryana, at least in some districts like Nuh and Palwal, where there are rumors doing the rounds that the vaccine serum is made up of cow blood and also parts of the pig's body and also the chimpanzee's body, even an aborted fetus. These are bizarre and shocking rumors that are doing the rounds, and locals have in fact approached the government, also written to the Chief Minister saying that they're not going to be taking the vaccine come what may, because this interferes with their religion and this is not acceptable. The government is at pains to explain to the people that these are rumors, these are baseless allegations, and that the vaccine is safe. It is not made of the blood of the cow or body parts of any animal for that matter, and that the vaccine serum is absolutely safe and is going to protect them against COVID-19. The locals have also gone on to say that they believe that COVID-19 is actually not even a disease and that they're being fed lies. The authorities there are at pains to explain to the people that these are rumors, and also are trying to get them back to the vaccination sites. But this has certainly hampered the vaccination drive against COVID-19 in some parts of Haryana.
India began their campaign in the T20 series against England with an 8-wicket thrashing. India somehow managed to score 124 for 7, but that was not enough against the #1 ranked England team as they cruised to a comfortable victory to take the 1-0 lead.
It wasn't the fearless approach that Virat had talked about on the eve of the match, with KL Rahul gone in the second over.
This time KL Rahul's waited a long time to bat and he hasn't batted long enough.
Virat Kohli couldn't get off the mark in the first 4 deliveries, and the 5th delivery he faced, he was gone too for a knot. Shikhar Dhawan looked rusty, and Mark Wood breached through his slog to leave India reeling at 20 for 3 in 5 overs.
Mark Wood claims his first scalp. Oh, well.
Rishabh Pant played some sensational shots to light up the mood in the camp, but then he didn't last too long either, gone for 21.
And no, straight to the fielder. The pickup shot, normally a shot he plays so well. Johnny Bairstow was waiting there.
Boundaries began to come by the 15th over marks, and Shreyas Iyer, who held the innings together, got to his 50.
Well played, Shreyas Iyer.
2 back-to-back wickets hurt India's momentum, but it was Shreyas Iyer's 67 that allowed India to somehow reach at 124 for 7.
I'd waited for it. Excellent from David Malan.
In reply, England surely were fearless in their approach and were 50 for no loss in the first 6 overs.
Oh, slogged him.
Jason Roy and Joss Butler got the timing and power right behind their shots to add 72 runs for the first wicket before Chahal got India their first breakthrough.
Up goes the finger this time.
Washington Sundar was introduced in the 12th over and got Jason Roy for 49 of his very first delivery.
Played all around one.
Those 2 wickets didn't hurt England much as they cruised to a comfortable 8-wicket victory to take a 1-0 lead in the 5-match T20 series. Sports Bureau, India Today.
Hello everyone, this is Rahul Kamal here. Hope you enjoyed this video. For the latest news and analysis, like and subscribe the India Today YouTube channel and don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated.